and my mom is a little crazy, so let's just put that pin in that. She told me, she said, always have a relationship with men that like you more than you like them.
That's true, though.
I've been told
That's
that as
not,
well.
no,
Because-
it has to be the reverse.
Because
the woman has
they're
to like the man more than the reverse.
That just does not
I think you
work
should be
out
interested in one another
properly.
equally.
That's how it is.
But there's no such thing as equally because interests and in general, like there's so many different levels to the loving and the liking. Like everyone loves completely different and everyone expresses it in different ways. But it does usually work out better when a man just loves more than a woman, because a woman is already so emotional and is already so invested into everything from the beginning that it's more heartbreaking for a woman to love more, period.
If that were the case, then have you heard of, I don't know if it's exactly a meme, but women will often complain that they have a bunch of men that are interested in them, but the guy that they like doesn't like them. So how could it possibly be the case that women will turn down dozens of men that are displaying immense amount of interest in them, but have their eye, and like putting those guys to the side, but have their eye on the guy that I want him, but he doesn't want me.
Because it's natural to want what you can't have.
Right, but that's
See, I mean, what she just said is true. It's natural to want what you can't have, right? But at the same time, the men, that's why they say nice guys finish last, right? Because the nice guys are already like buying the flowers, dinner dates, doing all the most gifts, good morning text, good night call. Yeah, guys do all this stuff and then they get rejected or they don't get any reciprocation. So most men are like, this is confusing. How is it that you are chasing after the guy who doesn't want you, but now I'm doing all the things you say you want a man to do, and you reject me? So it's confusing. I think this is the conundrum between men and women, because they claim they want a man who wants them more. But then when a man wants them more, they go after the guy who doesn't want them. And then they call you clingy, they call you're too emotional, or you want too much of their time. Like, you see, it's so confusing.
Hold on, but that totally, then your whole thing, your argument of, well, my mom told me that it's better for the guy to like you more than the reverse, whereas if
but you still
men
have to like them, though.
Yeah,
You
that's
still
not
have
really
to like
real,
them. It's not about like,
Once you
you
know,
don't like
you
them at
know.
all.
But you just made the argument that the guy has to like you more.
It works out better. But it doesn't matter how much. It's like it could be a little bit more. It could be like it's just about the expression and the investment, and women are already more invested from the start.
That's not true.
It's not true at all.
That's not typically
Okay,
true.
well, let me
Women-
ask you
women-
this.
That's not true. Men invest more at the start, whether it's, hey, how you doing, approaching, can I get your number, making date plans, paying for the date, sometimes even picking her up, dropping her off. All she has to do is show up, eat the food, take the drinks, have some conversation, and go back. And then again, she'll wait for you to do that couple times, and until she feels comfortable and safe with you. If you're lucky, you get a pick. So the man is already investing. She's not. Besides, she may have like 5 more other guys who are doing the same for her. You feel me? So the man is at a disadvantage from the start.
I don't think you understand the degree of sexual optionality that women have compared to men.
I actually understand it quite
Brian,
a
let me ask
bit.
you-
Well,
Remember,
okay, fine.
I've
You understand.
dated a lot of people at a time.
Okay, cool. You're making my argument for me. So, since women
Yeah,
have,
but we all liked
can you
each
stop
other.
interrupting? So, because women have, can somebody? This is the second time somebody's phone has
That's-
gone off.
That's just my alarm. Sorry. Turn off my alarm. I silenced my phone.
Yeah. All right. So, totally lost my train of thought.
About the argument that men
And then she
have
was
to
saying that
love
she's been
women.
with multiple partners at once, and you
Well,
said that that's. I was just saying that.
I
you
lost my
said-
train of thought because of the alarm. Can somebody
You had a thought.
Well, let me ask you.
jumpstart me here?
Let me ask you.
No. Don't ask me. Jumpstart my thought.
That the women or
That a man should
the
like
man
them.
should like
said
them.
if
She said that the
point
women is more
further-
invested in the men in the beginning of the relationship, and you were saying that's not typically true. And then she
Yes.
was saying how her mom was saying that. What did your mom say?
Well, that was first. That was first, and then
She was
I
just
said
saying
that
she
You were
was
saying
was
how
multiple
women have multiple options.
I was talking about.
oh, yeah, the
Yeah, I was
options.
talking about sexual optionality. So
Yes.
there's such a massive gulf and differential between the sexual optionality that men and women have. So an average woman, if she's so inclined, she could have the same the same amount quantity of sexual options as like an A-list celebrity, male athlete, movie star, musician.
Yeah.
Billionaire,
Yeah.
etc. Average girl like you, you're a 19-year-old girl who goes to UCSB who studies math. You have the equivalent sexual optionality as an A-list celebrity, movie star,
Yeah.
whatever, what have you. If you wanted to sleep with 3 guys a day, could you?
Yeah, but I
You
would.
well,
I,
right. You maybe wouldn't want to do that, but you could. In order for a guy to be able to sleep with 3 women a day, he has to be in the top 1% of men or be bringing major status.
or lower standards.
Lowering standards.
Even-
It's
no, no,
about
no, no, no.
lowering
Even the guy who has low standards still has to do dates, has to approach, has to get a number, even then, 3 women in a day, you have to be Drake. All right. The average guy, it's not happening. So I don't know why they're arguing that point.
standards.
Even if he lowers his standards, he can't 3 girls a day.
I have met men who did. I have dated
met
men
average,
who did.
You've met average dudes who can 3 girls a day, even if they lower their standards.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
what's the
and
point
they
of
did
this?
not even lower their standards. All the girls were hot.
What?
Yeah, I have dated men. I have dated men that have a live-in. I mean, a wife and then a girlfriend, and then they have like 3 more, as well. It's a polyamorous.
Did you hear what
thing.
I actually said though?
Well, yes, that.
Okay, so to procure
All right, she didn't hear anything you said. So, all right, guys, I'll link down below the full video. But at the end of the day, the average woman has more options than the average man will ever have in his entire lifetime. On top of that, being rejected. Because as a man, just because you approach a woman, get her number, take her on a date, doesn't mean it's gonna ever go to a relationship. Doesn't mean you're ever gonna be intimate. Doesn't, like, as a man, you have to be ready for those losses. You have to be ready to talk to like 100 women to be able to go to a date with 3, and maybe 1 even kind of likes you. The most of them will either right out reject you or waste your time, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, women have more options than men. That's just nature. That's what it is. Full link down below to whatever podcast. Shout out to Brian. Till next time. Peace.